Hey there, Wall Street winners. It is Tuesday, May the 7th, and today is going to be a bit of a quiet day, in my opinion, in the markets. If we take a look at the Bloomberg app and we look at the futures markets, what we're going to see here is that we're in the green in the Dow Jones and S&P 500, but just a bit, and then we're in the red, but just a bit on the NASDAQ. And I think what we're seeing here is we've had a couple of strong weeks in tech, and we don't have a ton of news coming out. Palantir came out last night, and it's down a little bit from what it rose yesterday pre-earnings announcement. We had Disney come out this morning, and although they had, I think it was a revenue or earnings beat, they didn't hit their forecast for subscriber growth, so they're off and down in the pre-market. We've got some mixed results here in our health and retail, just kind of hovering at similar levels. You've got Humana down $5 and change pre-market, which really doesn't mean anything. It could open even or even positive, or it could open down. But sometimes it's over-exaggerated in some of these stocks, what the pre and post is. If we scroll down into oil's the one area that may actually get a bit of a pop today. And it's not because of the price of crude, which is trending downward at the moment. It's because of what's going on over in the Middle East with Israel and Gaza and that area, and the lack of forward progress amongst ceasefire talks and negotiations. So that is kind of stirring some things up in the world crude market. Then we get down into tech, and in tech you can see that Palantir is off a couple of dollars, $3 going into the open. You've got CRM off a little, Palo Alto, PanW off a little, but I'm like 1%, but pre-market. But it's been doing well over the course of the last couple of weeks. And these are also two stocks, CRM, going to be posting earnings in the early June, end of May timeframe, and Palo Alto in the next 2 weeks. So these are kind of cybersecurity stocks that be interesting to see how they do with earnings and whether it's a beat or not. You've got ARM making some forward progress, as NVDA has been as well in the past couple of sessions. I think NVIDIA's, we'll scroll down to it, but I think it's up into the low 900s, like 920s, somewhere in there. Looks like it's off a bit pre-market this morning, as some of the other semis are off a little bit as well, and not a ton. I mean, with Lam Research, $1,000 stock or $900 stock off $1, it's not a significant move. And everything else, even with Tesla coming out this morning and missing on deliveries and market share growth in China out of their Shanghai plant, I think they were down 18%, whereas BYD, their biggest Chinese competitor, is gaining in market share and growing. That stock only off $3 pre-market. Meta's down a little, but it had a great day yesterday. It's starting its recovery back after that earnings conversation gone wrong this quarter. You've got Netflix, which had a great day yesterday, off just a little. Alibaba announces next week, so 7 days from today, next Tuesday. It's down slightly today, a couple percent pre-market. But again, heading into earnings, we should see that climb. You can see NVIDIA there. It was up or closed around 921, down about $7.50 pre-market. Google had an interesting day yesterday. I made some money on Google. You can see the chart on Google here from, well, you can't see it when you go into this from yesterday, but if we go into the 5-day, what you'll notice is it kind of hovered in a range yesterday, but then at the end of the day, literally after 3:30, it started to take an uptick. And so with the rest of the NASDAQ positive yesterday, I felt that there was a good opportunity that it was going to close higher, and it did. So that's kind of a trend. One of the trends that I look for is if you see a stock in a sector and the sector and the index for the sector is doing well, but that stock is just kind of blipping along in a little lower than expected range, or even red. I mean, Google was in the red for a good portion of the day yesterday off of its open. It'll often come back in the last 30 to 15 to 30 minutes of the trading day, so between 3:30 and 4 o'clock, and that's exactly what that did. Now, it can go in the opposite direction if the index is down. So if the index is down, you're going to maybe plan on getting out of that early because it usually trails down or could trail down at the end of the day. So that's one of the trends to watch in a scenario that you can see here better on the Google chart. And then finally, going into financials, I mean, financials have been constantly kind of adding to their to the stock value. So you can see MTB up at 49. I think it's overpriced at 149, but it's up there. Goldman is almost 445. Again, I think it's a little rich and overpriced at that level. Schwab at 76, almost 77. I think there could be a little correction coming into the next earnings cycle for these, but right now they're kind of under the radar because nobody's really talking about them, although we will get some Fed speak today. So we'll see if that affects the financial sector. Good luck with your trades today. Stay risk on today. I think there's going to be better buying opportunities, so wait it out. You don't have to be in the market every day to make a good return at the end of the year. Play your